Welcome back to day 7. It's Thursday today. So this is what we have on our agenda for today. A couple of quick announcements. We are going to be working on the BC enrollment form today because that is due today. And then today will be a ketchup and mustard day for some of you who have already completed your form or once you're done with your form. And then of course, we're signing off at the end because today is a block day. So we have, the last 20 minutes of class for extra help. And that's what I call the signing off time. Okay, so announcements. So if you lived in Wasco, you had the opportunity to go pick up your workbook yesterday. The school did not tell me that they were printing out forms and putting them in your workbook for you, the enrollment form. Honestly, it is better if you fill out the online form because you don't have to make a trip back to the school to drop it off. And then unfortunately, sometimes paperwork can get lost. But if you submit it digitally, I have a record of it and I can keep track of where it is. If you submit it online, then I know for sure I have it. And you know for sure you submit it, and you also have a record of it on your Google Drive. If you filled it out and you want to turn it in, that's completely fine. You just have to go down to the office and you need to turn it into them. But you also need to snap a picture of it and turn it into me so that way I can give you points for turning it in. Because who knows how long it's going to take before they email me and let me know that you turned it in, because it is an assignment. If you have not turned in your picked up your workbook, today is Lost Hills Day for Lost Hills. If you live in Lost Hills, there are 2 times that you can go and pick that up. One of them is going to intersect today's class, and you are allowed to go ahead and leave and go do that. I won't dock you for your attendance if you need to go pick up that workbook during this class time. It says Lost Hills students can pick up their workbook at the Fresno bus stop between 11:30 and 12:10 p.m. or at the trailer park entrance between 12:15 to 1. 12:15 to 1 is your lunch. So that one doesn't interfere with class. But if you have to go to the Fresno bus stop, or that's the only time you have to go, just quickly type in the chat or send me a quick email letting me know, hey, miss, I'm going to go pick up my workbook. And then I'll make sure that on your attendance, when it shows that you're gone, I don't dock you for that. If you missed yesterday or you missed today, you do have to go to the school front office and pick up your workbook. You just go to the office and ask for the workbook for this class and they'll give it to you. Unfortunately, if you missed the Lost Hills pickup day, you do have to drive all the way to Wasco to pick it up. So please try your best to go pick that up today during those times. Again, that was at the Fresno bus stop, 11:30 to 12:10, or the trailer park entrance from 12:15 to 1. And it is posted in our Google Classroom if you need to look at those times. The next thing I want to talk about is the BC enrollment form. We are going to go over that today. Like I just mentioned, it is a better safety net if you submit it digitally. Just because there is a digital trail, there will be a saved copy in your drive. There will be a copy on your computer. I will have a copy of it, and then the school will have a copy. That's 4 copies. So if something happens and one of them gets lost, you have extra copies. If you turn in a paper one, unless you physically make a copy of it, then it gets lost. Now, in the past, I have had students have to submit 3 or 4 forms because paperwork gets lost. Humans make mistakes, we make errors, we have a lot of students to deal with. It is best if you submit the the form online. Now, I understand sometimes that's not possible, maybe something's not working, whatever the case might be. So you want to turn it in person. That's completely fine. Again, just take a picture of it so that way you can submit it to me so I can give you credit for the assignment. Really quick, I just want to mention grades. I am going through and starting to grade your Chromebook scavenger hunts. When it's asking you to change the settings, it's talking about your Chromebook computer. It's not talking about the Chrome browser that you use to browse the internet, Google Chrome. It's not talking about that because some of my students submitted like how to change the settings on your Google, like where you type your address bar and stuff. That's not what it wants. It wants like your actual Chromebook settings themselves. So if you know that you did the wrong one, you can unsubmit it and resubmit it and won't be counted as late. Otherwise, I am adding comments and notes on there. If the notes say that you need to resubmit it for credit, then you need to fix it and resubmit it. Otherwise, you could just read the comments and see if there is anything that you need to fix, or just know for your knowledge base. I gave you that Chromebook scavenger hunt because it is good to know how to use your Chromebook. So that way it's easier to do your assignments if you know like the functionalities, the shortcuts, what your Chromebook can do, what it can't do. So that way it makes it easier for you to complete your stuff when you're like recording videos, screencasting, whatever it might be that you're doing on your Chromebook. Okay, so like I mentioned, today is a catch-up day. If you have already filled out your form, you had no issues, you submit it, which for this class, let me see, only 5 of you. So that means only 5 of you, the following people, can go work on their missing assignments or stuff they have not completed. Alyssa, Ulysses, Ricky, Ricardo, and Juliana. Those are the only 5 that I have that have submitted their form so far. You guys can go work on your assignments. This is an assignment list so far. So we've actually completed quite a bit of stuff in this class. And if you get behind, like I said, every time we see each other, we're going to have new assignments, and it's going to just keep building, and you're going to get behind, and it's going to feel like you can never catch up. So please make sure you're trying to stay on task and get these assignments done. The ones in green have already been graded and input in the grade book. The ones that say pending and process mean I am currently grading them. The ones that just say pending mean that they are assignments that have either been submitted and I have not started grading them, or they are current assignments that I just assigned to you. I have been very lenient right now with the lateness of some of your guys' assignments in our BC syllabus, because remember, this is a BC course. This is a college level course. In college, when you submit something late, either the professor is not going to accept it, they'll just tell you, oh, well, you should have met the deadline, or they are going to give you a penalty on it and at a reduced grade. On our syllabus for BC, it does say any late work is reduced down to 70%, which is a C. Now, because we are trying to get used to each other, distance learning and everything, I've been very lenient with that. I haven't cost anybody the penalty. I haven't charged anybody that penalty on their late assignments. But just know within the next couple of weeks, as we get more into our routine and get more used to this, I will start adding that penalty. So make sure you are turning in your assignments on time. If something happens, life happens, you can't get it in on time, something glitches, then you need to email me and we can work around it. But just know, like, if it's on every assignment, it's not going to be acceptable. Okay, it's only a once in a while thing that I'll waive the deadline and the penalty for you. So if you have your BC enrollment form done, then you can go and complete any of these assignments that you have not finished yet. You can go ahead and exit the tab. You are good to go for the rest of the day. Everyone else needs to stay in the tab because I'm going to go through the BC enrollment form, what to do in Cami, how to fill it out, what each line means, everything. So only those 5 people that I mentioned can leave. Okay, so now for the rest of you, we're going to go through and I'm going to walk you step by step of what to do with your BC enrollment form. So what I need you to do is you're going to have to juggle between tabs. You're going to have a tab open and my tab open and just kind of go back and forth. So you're going to open another tab if you don't already have it open with your email. Go and find the email that I sent you. Now, if you haven't noticed already, in your email at the top right here, there's a search bar. If you type in enrollment form, it should go straight to this email. Okay, after you open this email, so come back or you can stay on your tab. After you open the email, step number 3 says open the BC enrollment form by clicking here. So everybody click on step 3, open the BC enrollment form by clicking here. Click on that. It should open another tab with the form. Okay, now without leaving that screen, at the top middle, it should say open with. I want you guys to click that little menu and see if it says annotate with Cami. If it says annotate with Cami, click on it. If it does not say annotate with Cami, then you need to come back to the chat and type a 1. So again, if it says annotate with Cami, go ahead and click on annotate with Cami. It'll open a new screen. If it does not say annotate with Cami, then I need you to type a 1 in chat so that way I know who I need to help with the Cami. This is the screen I'm talking about. So it should say open with, and if it says annotate with Cami, go ahead and click it. If it does not say annotate with Cami, you're going to type a 1 in the chat box. Okay, for those of you who said that it does not show annotate with Cami, Come back to my tab so I can show you what to do next. On yours, you should see a little drive button right here, a drive with the plus. That'll say add shortcut to drive. You're going to go ahead and click it and then click add shortcut to drive. So go do that real quick. Go back to your concurrent enrollment checklist. There should be a little drive button at the top right with a little plus sign. Click on it. It'll say add shortcut to drive. Click on add shortcut. Okay, now the next step that you have to do, you need to look, and you can see it right now while you're watching me. At the top, right here where you type in the address, on the right side, you should have buttons. Mine are going to look different from yours because I have different extensions, but you're going to look for the blue circle with the white K. When you hold your mouse over it, it's going to say CAMI, PDF, and document and notation. Click on it. It's going to open a new window. So remember, it's this blue circle with a white K, and you can click on it while you have me open. It won't close me. Okay, now this is what you need to do. You should have my classwork tab, you should have my tab open already to our class. When you go to our class, you're going to scroll down until you hit General Resources. Under General Resources, the first thing that shows up says Useful Chrome Extensions Unblocked. You're going to click on it, and you're going to click on CAMI extension. It's going to open a new tab for CAMI. And then there's going to be like mine says remove from Chrome because mine already has it, but yours should say like add to Chrome or download to Chrome or whatever. Go ahead and click on the button to add to Chrome.
Google.
Oh yeah, log in. Yep, log in with your Google. Sorry, log in with your Google. Make sure it's your school account.
My computer is being so slow.
It's okay. Everybody's real laggy right now.
Yeah. Let me press allow for everything.
Yeah, press allow for everything.
Okay, got it.
You only have to do it once. So you'll sign in and then you'll have to give it permissions to access your Google Drive, and you only have to do that one time. So make sure you sign in with your Google Classroom, your Google School account, give it permissions, and then you should see the screen afterwards. So once you get to this screen, please type a 1 so I know that we're all together.
It says complete sign up. What are you using CAMI for?
To K through 12 and student. Okay, so once you get to this point, you're going to click on the first option that says open from Google. It's going to open another window, which should pop up in just a second. There it is. It's going to be your Google Drive files. Now you already added the shortcut to here, so it should be here. Now mine has a bunch of folders because mine looks different than yours. But when you scroll down under files, you should see it. It should probably be right here first. Mine just has other stuff open, but you're going to click on it and click select to open it. So go ahead and go do that. So you're going to click on the first option, which is Google Drive. You're going to select on the concurrent enrollment form and then click select at the bottom so it opens it. Okay, so here we are. So once you get to this one, when you click on it or when you start typing, it should pop up this box that says create a copy. The owner wants you to make a copy. Essentially, you can't edit this one because it's owned by somebody else. You're going to go ahead and click on create a copy. Just start randomly typing on the form somewhere and it should pop up. Once you get to this part, then you need to go ahead and start filling it out. So the first thing you should fill in at the very top right here, where it says fall, you're going to type 20 because it's our fall of 2020 semester that you are taking this class. Okay, and then after that, go ahead and start filling in your last name, your first name, your middle name. When you get to Bakersfield College ID, now I know some of you were just waiting for this part right here. If you wrote it down when you were registering with Bakersfield College, then you can type it here. If you did not write it down and do not remember it, it is okay. Leave it blank. If you did not get registered yet, it is okay. Leave it blank. For your date of birth, make sure you put the month, the date, and the year, not just the year. For the phone number, you can either put your number or your parents' number. It's completely up to you. The street address, remember that's the number and your street name, your house number and the street name. City, state, zip code. And then for the high school attended, you're going to put Wasco High School, and I have that typed in. Your grade level is 9, and then your school high school ID is your long ID number, the one that starts with 300. And then for the dates, you're going to type in the dates. So you want to type everything first before we get to the drawing. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll down enough to where you guys can see the course information. For course, you're only taking one college course this semester. So you're only filling in the first line that says course selection. You're only filling in the first one. I already put the name, the unit, and the CRN. I'm going to change for your class right now. So you're going to type it in just the way it shows on my screen. Sure. Okay, so for the signature, you have to draw it. So on the left, you see there's a bunch of tools right here. You're going to click on drawing. I suggest using either the 2 or the 4 stroke, the thickness. Do not do bigger, do not do smaller. So either 2 or 4. Okay. Leave it black. Don't change the color. Don't do pink or anything else. Make sure you leave it black. And then on your trackpad, unless you happen to have a mouse, you can use your mouse. You're going to sign your signature here. So to sign it, you need to click and hold down and draw, and it'll start to put your ink there. If you mess up or you don't like the signature, if you hit Control Z on your keyboard, it'll undo it. Control Z is undo. And then you can sign it again. And then you'll have to have your parent come and sign theirs. At the top also, it should show saving changes, undo. You can also click undo there. But I like keyboard shortcuts, so I like hitting Control Z. And then you can have your parent sign. Yes, generally signatures are in cursive. Yes. If you absolutely cannot do cursive, do a combination of cursive and print. But just know, guys, you guys are becoming adults now, and when you sign stuff, you have to sign your name, and your signature has to be some form of cursive. The reason that people do it in cursive is because it's harder to copy and forge. So that way people can't forge your signature onto forms to steal your identity or to like cash your checks, things like that. So if you want to, you can practice it like on a piece of paper first. No, you need to sign both names, your first and your last name. If you want to practice it on a piece of paper first, then you can, and then come back and sign it. Yes, you have to put the date. I put the date there for you. You type it in. So if you need to type after you sign, you have to come back to the toolbar and click on select. Click the little arrow and then go back and click on that. Okay, so then the last step after you fill everything out, you signed it, your parent signed it, is to download it. That's this little box right here, and it is automatically also saving to your drive. After you do that, then you go back to the classwork tab after your parent signed, and under introduction, BC enrollment form, that's where you turn it in. Yes, you only need one parent signature. They don't both have to sign. Okay, so once you get to this point, if you're either waiting for a signature from your parent or they can sign it right now and you can turn it in, then you can go and work on the assignments that I talked about earlier that need to get done. So you